Hello again, and welcome to When the Ancients Speak, or in some cases, babble. And I suppose from time to time I have been accused of babbling, but my name is Gatheon, and I am recognized through many different dimensions as one of the servants of Father. For quite some time I worked on his behalf, doing many different things, trying to bring different beings to a place of respite that eventually, originally was simply a very simple construct of a place in some sand. I guess there's been some interesting conversations about sand as well, but anyhow, I wanted people to know that there are things that you need to pay attention to when they tell you these things, because they are not just arbitrarily saying, oh, today I want to talk about sand. Things happen for a reason, and certain conversations are brought up, and what is taking place is that as the world begins to pick up on the new frequency changes and vibrations, and if you doubt that this is going on, please go check out what they call on this planet as the Schumann resonance. It is how many more times beyond 7-ish that is being multiplied and focused in straight beam energy on this planet as frequencies are being forcefully risen for many reasons. Mm-hmm. It makes those idiots, the reptilians that control this planet, very uncomfortable, except for those perhaps like the golden reptilians that are more attuned to the beta energetics. They themselves find that they are in better harmonics and frequencies because over the generations and even millennia for some of these beings, they have learned to adapt to higher frequencies, and thus Father has rewarded them with a new appearance that is becoming more and more beatific as they go deeper into service. So there is a direct saying that I have heard humans say, what is it, beauty is only skin deep?
Yes.
That is true. However, I wish to point out that many darker beings, because of the nature of what they serve, actually begin to reflect their decrepity through their facial features, through their appearance, the way that they carry each other. Yeah. That you can begin to see the breakdown, and these beings are beginning to project through their holographic fields that they put around themselves, so they appear to be beautiful and young and lovely and gorgeous. Do you notice it's all fading away? It's like melting away, like they are candles that are getting too close to the fire. They begin to melt and turn into something that is less than desirable, and something that you must become concerned with, because as these beings become more and more disillusioned with this reality that they were terraforming for themselves, but has stopped and now is reversing because of the frequencies. They're going to be more and more of them driven mad because they're starving. I saw one image that Victoria put up, and it reminded me of that movie Daybreak, when they were all starving for blood. Do you remember that movie? And then you put a real image up of someone at a hockey match or something. He was just standing there. You could see he was starving, and his teeth were coming out. He's like, ah! You know, as he was reaching out with his emotions and trying to make sure that, you know, that these things are known by people as they see them, but they turn the other way, Victoria. Yes, they do. They forget their service to others, and they simply want to withdraw and hide from the truth. How much longer can they hide from the truth?
I don't think that can happen much longer because of the energy changing. It's, I look at these photographs now, and I look at images of people in front of the camera, especially with this Arizona audit thing going on. They are in full panic mode. And I looked at the face of one of the guys down there, the Republican member with the red curly hair, and you couldn't even see his eyes. They were black. All the skin around his eyes were black. They are in full panic mode.
As they should be, these evil demonic beings. You think that any of your politicians that are remaining are human? Very few of them are. And in fact, I haven't seen one recently that is. Even the ones that you think are good are also, at least partially, not human. There are many divinities on this planet that are playing roles right now that are ready to step into the new roles of salvation. They want to turn it into a crystalline, beautific world again, where they will be kings and queens, good kings and queens over all of you. And believe me, when you are ruled by some of these divine beings, life will be incredibly beautiful. It is far superior to any form of created government for this dark planet, or at all chained to religion and politics that never ends the misery on this planet that should come to an end.
Yeah. I posted something this morning, the Chronicles of Riddick, that you guys, if you haven't seen, you should watch it. And also Stargate Atlantis with the Wraith.
Yeah.
They were telling you the truth in those series and those movies, what they do to us. Jupiter Ascending talks about, harvesting the human essence.
Yes. And, Father says this sounds like a lovely topic for YouTube, Victoria.
Okay.
I just want to tell you that.
Right.
So when he says such things, usually that means, yes, turn it into a video.
Yes.
Because even if you don't reach a lot of people, Father is convinced there are still some decent and moral people. Of course, he wants this on BitChute too, the other one. Mm-hmm. He wants to make sure that you're publishing there too, right? Or wherever else it is. That's what I have been told. But anyhow, that is correct, Victoria, what you are saying. And I'm glad to see how perceptive you are. And people should want to listen to her. Now, it's no secret that I consider Victoria my daughter. That is because there was genetic manipulation that took place at her birth. Unfortunately, she ended up in the wrong family, which made it very difficult for her. Instead of being born as one of the royals that you had earned the position from prior lifetimes, they put you into a royal family, all right, but it was a defunct royal family. Mm-hmm. They're very clever how they change things around, and they've done it to all of you, too. Please, when you hear this, understand this comes from a point of no ego, like, look at us, we were lords and ladies.
No.
So were you. All of you were probably at some point in one of your lives, a very important individual, at least at that time and place on the time frame. There will be plenty of time later for all of you to travel your own timelines as you grow closer to your ideal self, and as you reach out to that finality, you will begin to appeal just the same way that you can now look up the timeline, because now you're aware of it. You see, if you're not aware of it, you can't see it because you are separated by your different levels of understanding. You can only see the things that you at least understand the concept of first. If you do not believe in that concept, it will not manifest for you, except if enough beings also believe in that counter concept, and then it manifests in your world and can actually do damage, and in some cases render you out of this life. These are not secrets. Many of these things should already be known by many of you, but I am telling you some of the divine truths, whether you wish to believe them or not.
Yeah. See, what really goes on this planet, and had gone on for a long time before these other beings decided to invade our planet.
Dark beings, dark angelic beings leading them, led by even darker beings from nightmarish realities. You call them archons. Fine, whatever name you want to give them. If it helps you to see them in your mind's eye, correct, Eridil? I mean,
Exactly.
That's what we're talking about here, is being able to see things that you couldn't see before. People will say, that's not real. If you can't see it, it's not real. I said, you feel the air, don't you? It moves past you, but you can't see it. Does that make it any less real? Electricity, you can't really see it, unless it's sparking and arcing, right? But if it flows through most wires, you can't see it, but it's real. So, your perception of what you can see on this limited spectrum that you're given a sliver of the visual spectrum and a sliver of the sound spectrum, and you think you know everything.
Yes, but,
Very interesting. There are beings all around you all the time.
I saw so many ships yesterday, and while you can't see them all the time, I've trained my eye to look at them. And I also looked at the weather cameras yesterday, the Alaskan weather cameras, and there was a distinct striped sphere above the sun that I have been talking about for about 3 years now. At sunrise it was, and it was very much there.
That's because the gods of old have returned. I keep trying to tell people this, and I get laughter in return until, of course, at some point you will see that laughter will not be the appropriate response any further when the divinities reveal their cloak of illusion and step forward so that they can reveal who they are. Oh my goodness, are you in for a surprise when beings like Mars, the incarnate of war, steps on this planet and says, "What have you done? What have you done? This is not how you create war. I'll show you how to create war." Or perhaps Jupiter, other beings, they're all there. Pluto, right? You're going to see many of the divinities because you will come to learn that on different dimensional levels, what you're seeing here is nothing more than an illusion, because many of these planets that you've come to know also have a divine essence or a soul as well, and have the ability to affect change on their bodies, and they, of course, can be cajoled, they can be forced into slumber, they can be awakened, and they can be made to commit suicide by destroying all the life on their surface, and then they have to be reborn themselves. Yes, the process is the same for planets as it is people. I guess maybe you need to understand that some of the oldest of the spirits and the oldest of the souls in other dimensions are actual planets.
Exactly.
But people can't seem to grasp this concept, but yet wouldn't all-powerful divine beings eventually want to make themselves into their own worlds? Well, that's what they do, you see. And then they begin to use their eternity to create wondrous things on the surface within themselves and out, and the essence is always within the center of the planet, which flows from the bottom to the top. Yeah. The toroidal energy is what truly exists, and that is what binds the universe.
Well, that pretty much says it all, Gatheon.
Thank you, Papa.
Good day. I will speak with you again, Aradil, and thank all of you for taking your time to listen to us. I certainly hope that you will take also the opportunity to listen. Remember, it's not just for entertainment, but challenge the wisdom that we give you and go see if we speak the truth or not. And after you do that, you will feel more confident to know that you are not listening to the ramblings of demons and evil beings, but rather quite the contrary. Father's house is immense, and if you are good beyond even just the balance, you will be taken by Father if that's what you wish, and he will give you your own kingdoms to rule in his behalf. It's a wonderful deal, so please remember that that is what you may look forward to. This life here on this planet is limited at this time, but there will be an opening of ways for you if you wish to even remain alive and on this planet as well. It will be coming your way soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, thanks for that there, G-Man. Always good to see you. Da-da-da-da.
Shut up, you gits.
You guys, really, honestly, how stupid can you get? Talking to Papa like that.
Yes, like Gatheon. It's like, oh my God, not again. Knuckleheads Incorporated.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, who are you talking about?
Well, we're not talking about us, so maybe we're talking about you. Sorry. Hey, listen, everybody, thanks a lot for putting up with our usual gab craziness. Don't forget to stop by WhenTheEdgesBake.com. And if you feel so inclined, if your heart makes you swell with love for us, $5 or $10 every now and then is a nice thing. We get enough of you to do that. then we don't have to whine and complain too much about, other stuff. So thank you. It helps support the page and keeps everybody happy and up to date. So any donations that you could make is deeply appreciated. Of course, you can always join the cutting room floor if you haven't and get all kinds of cool stuff and stories like this. YouTube, we only put a small amount of what we say, and you all know why. It's not that we don't love YouTube. We kind of do, because that's where a lot of people go. But we kind of don't, because we know what's going on here. Censorship. So, if you decide, join us at the link below. Thank you, everybody. Blessings, love, and light. Have a nice day. We'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye.